Hi, and welcome to the FireButton Podcast number 14, where we're going to talk about what we've been playing, cooperative versus competitive gaming, and the trash talk that we have while we're gaming. So, without further ado, what have we been playing? What have we been playing? Yeah. So, I'll start because following a Game Theorists video, I've decided to actually play Binding of Isaac by Ed McMillan, the Super Meat Boy artist.
That's an indie game, right?
Yes, it's an indie game, available on Steam, and the remake, Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I have both. When I first played Binding of Isaac, I was like, "What is this shit?"
Just listening to you play that game upsets me.
I hated it.
It's funny, you say, "What is this shit?" and there is actually a surprising amount of shit in the game.
Yeah.
Lots of poo.
I thought the game was like slow and pointless, and I didn't understand
really
it.
interesting.
Yeah, I like the visual style, but I didn't really get into it until the Game Theorists video, which it sort of spoiled all the interesting stuff for me, maybe, but I don't know. I want to see all this for myself. It's kind of got me interested. I've played through it a couple of times now, both Binding of Isaac and Rebirth, and yeah, it grows on you. It really does. The more you play, the more you experience. I've got so many of the random items. I got one that was truly random. Dead Sea Scrolls. It turned me into a unicorn on one screen.
For those of us that don't know, what is Binding of Isaac?
So they call it a roguelike.
Right, it's a roguelike.
It's randomly generated. It's a randomly generated sort of
Dungeon crawler.
Zelda-esque dungeon crawler, but instead of swords and stuff, you're firing your tears at poo.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
Grim.
It is grim. Yes.
The thing is, the grimness is what really interests me.
Yeah. It's sort of it's dark in tone, and the style is kind of graphic.
I like dark shit.
Yeah, I mean Ed McMillan was a comic artist before he went into indie games, which sounds like somebody I know. Yeah, and I guess that's why it kind of appeals to me. It's in my area. So,
Go on then, I'll take it. 2 games I've been playing lately. Complete flip side of Jay. Jay's been playing the indie games. I've been playing the filthy AAA. Namely, Battlefield Hardline and Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Ew.
I've been playing the second one more than the first one, I'll admit.
Actually, Hardline's supposed to be pretty good.
It's kind of strange, because Battlefield sort of like started doing the whole modern war thing with Call of Duty. And then where Call of Duty went into the future, Battlefield has switched to cops and robbers. And it's great with how they've sort of... It's like a complete revamp. The story mode plays like a Far Cry game more than a
I
Battlefield.
thought you were going to say it plays like a fart then. Sorry,
Sometimes
carry
it
on.
does. It's like you're playing an 80s cop show but set in modern day.
I'm actually starting to like the sound of this, and I do not like first-person shooting-ups from AAA, so this is interesting.
I'm going to have to show you sometime.
A lot of things have gone sort of police and robbers, though. I mean, Payday 2 sort of... I'd call it a sleeper hit. It came out, nobody noticed, and then people started to notice. And you got Grand Theft Auto 5's heist mode has recently done the thing, and it just seems to be the thing, doesn't it?
I must admit, it does seem to be a lot of things like that at the minute.
I know a lot of people liked Payday 2 on the PC because they got the full version.
Don't start us with this because we love this game. We've been playing it for a fucking year.
Mike, you can't complain. You're on my Steam, and I saw you got the recent DLC.
I know, but Spike hasn't, so dick move.
Yeah.
My actions are the motions of a penis. And the other one is Resident Evil Revelations 2, which, like the old one, it's sort of set episodically. 2 storylines taking place separate to each other but adjoined. The main thing I've noticed about that is all of the enemies seem to look like zombies or slugs that have got trapped in their old bondage gear.
He's not wrong. I have seen Steve playing some of this, and it looks like Lady Gaga's concert meets an S&M club, and that's saying something.
Lady Gaga's concert was at an S&M club.
Yeah.
I want to see S&M slugs.
Yeah!
That's what I like the sound of.
It's a weird one.
What have I been playing? I've been playing an awful lot of Shadows of Mordor. I was actually kind of pushed away from it to begin with, simply because people kept telling me, oh my god, it's Assassin's Creed meets Lord of the Rings. Knowing my love for the Creed franchise, the guys thought this would be a great thing for me. Imagining Frodo swan diving off the top of towers, however, didn't really sell it for me.
It's not Frodo.
It's not Frodo. You actually play a dead guy. Spoilers! He's dead. It's not a spoiler. You find out in the FMV. He's literally dead from the first moment you play the game.
He was a ghost all along.
He was. Literally, he is a ghost. He is a wraith from the very beginning. The thing I like about it simply is because there are some similarities with Creed. You are assassinating people, and there's one particular frame while you're climbing up the White Towers that looks pretty much identical to Ezio climbing a tower. But that's pretty much where the similarities end. You start just by picking a random orc amongst the Mordor army. You find information out of him by beating up his minions, and then you go and hunt him down in various grisly, gruesome, funny ways if you want. And they periodically get harder, and they fight each other for supremacy. You can help one. My particular favourite mission so far is you help a really shitty, runty captain called Ratbag from the nowhere ranks to literally, he was a nobody. You help him fight his way up the ranks to the fact he is literally leading an army. And I haven't got to the point where I'm going to kill him yet.
General Ratbag.
General Ratbag. He's War Chief Ratbag, no less.
War Chief Ratbag.
So I've got to ask, the game received a little bit of notoriety for one of its training missions where you got to sneak up and instead of killing, your wife or your girlfriend, you got to kiss her with the same button.
Yes.
Was that all that bad?
No, actually, it's really kind of sweet because you're actually looking out over the walls of a barricade. You're a guardian at the wall, that's the whole point. She wanders behind you, she's actually singing like a lullaby or something, and it shows you how to assassinate, yes, but it doesn't actually ever say that. You just walk up behind her, put your arms around her and kiss her on the cheek. It's actually kind of sweet.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice.
And then you actually turn around and what would have been the dagger in your hand is actually some really rare flowers for her. And I think it's actually a really clever way of showing you not only how to assassinate things, because in the next frame you actually literally are pulling her along.
It kind of obliterates as well the obligatory training mode as well, because even Assassin's Creed had it where you had to wander around in the Animus and pretend, and this is how you assassinate, and then you got to assassinate a pretend person.
Well, it immediately moves from that memory, because you've got your wife by the hand, and it then cuts immediately to another memory where you're pulling her along by the hand and the whole place is on fire, and you actually have to systematically kill some orcs in stealth mode. But you already know how to do that because you just kissed your wife. But
yeah, that's actually pretty interesting.
That was a sentence you said. You know how to kill an orc because you kissed your wife.
I've kissed my ex-girlfriend. Bring on the war!
Yeah, no, I'll go with that one. But yes, that's literally it.
So there's no doubt as to what Mike's been playing.
Yeah! Right, what about you, Harry?
Oh, I was going to say that before we all started. Don't ask me, because all I've been playing is tanks. That's
More
all
World
I've
of
been playing.
Tanks then.
More World of Tanks, which...
Might have got Harry addicted!
Might?
Press off, I wanted this game before you all started pestering to get it.
Before all you bastards got it!
Anyway, sort of thinking about sort of tanks being online and whatever, kind of a good buddy game, we thought of a topic. Okay, so what do you like to do when you play with friends, either online or in person? Are you more a cooperative gamer or a competitive gamer? Would you rather work with your friends to do something, or would you rather fight against them?
And there is a bit of a divide, isn't there? Because, some people really, really are competitive.
My answer is going to be so diplomatic.
They want
to
beat people. they want to be the best. And
well, what do you do?
Me?
You.
I am one of those people.
Oh, you're one of those.
Actually, you all don't know so much because I rein it in. I am so fucking competitive. You know, if we all played the same games, I will be there trying to top you all from the leaderboards. But the thing is,
I know, because as soon as I get on the leaderboard for Asteroids or Centipede, you always knock it off, and then I can't get back on the leaderboard
I rein it in, though. I rein it in.
Bollocks!
I'll leave you on the high score table.
Yeah, but it's not the same! I used to have the top spot, and now I've got the bottom spot.
You're still on there.
Oh, fuck off.
You could play it again.
You're also talking about you and me and Borderlands, aren't you? Because that's exactly what you did with that.
Well,
It's all coming out now.
Actually, you see, I am kind of both extremes because you played Borderlands with me. We played through the entire game split screen, the entire single player campaign.
Yeah.
And I am actually really cooperative as well.
You are. You're really helpful. It's really nice to actually have someone that shares ammo and helps.
And yeah, this extends to in the early FireButton videos when I'm teaching you how to play Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. It's like, I don't nick all the shit. No. I'm like, okay, you need that more than me. You get it, kind of thing. And I am really cooperative. But I think this extends to how competitive I am, because when I'm playing co-op with someone, we've got to be the best. it's not like I've got to be better than the other player. It's like me and the other player are a unit, and we've got to be the best, both of us.
That makes sense.
So if I let you down, that's me letting both of us down. That's So I am that guy. I am that guy who has to be the best.
See, I'm similar to you in the sense that, okay, I don't really prefer cooperative over competitive or vice versa. It really does depend on what I'm playing, who I'm playing it with, whatever. I think I like cooperative games where there's a bigger picture kind of thing, But competitive gaming, I think, is better for your sort of snack games, like old arcade games. I remember, because I was a sad, lonely, only child, I had all these games and no friends to play with. So whenever I actually did finally get a friend who played a game with me, I'd want to play competitive because I was only ever used to fighting against computers, and, that gets samey and boring. And I used to whoop the Rosses so much that I only ever wanted to play cooperative, which is kind of nice, but then I was fighting against computers again. The game in question is nothing spectacular like Street Fighter or anything. It's Rayman M. Rayman multiplayer. Ew, hardcore. I was little, I was wee, I didn't know any better. But
Don't judge me, I was young.
But yeah, I put my games off because I wanted to play against a human being instead of a computer.
I actually keep meaning to pick up Rayman M to actually give you some competition. So,
I've got to unlock all the shit first, which is the ball ache about Rayman M.
Now, see, with me and cooperative games, competitive games, I don't like competitive games. It's really strange. Every time I go on to a game that I play with friends, I am support man. I play World of Tanks. I'm a support sniper at the back.
So if you were to come over to my house when I was 11 wanting to play a game, you'd be one of those guys. No, let's play co-op. And I'm like, okay. That'd be you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Simply because I don't like fighting against my friends even in game terms. I don't like duels. When we play Borderlands, I'm sniper guy at the back that can give you health if you need it. I don't like playing one-on-one. And even one of the few games that I did like to play to fight other people, which was Halo 3 multiplayer. I didn't particularly like playing that against my friends, but I liked playing it in teams against each other. It was a very weird mindset. One of the biggest cooperative games we've already mentioned that I have played ridiculously is Payday. And I love being a supporting character in the Payday crew. But we don't talk too much about Payday these days, simply because...
The first rule of Payday is don't talk about Payday.
Don't talk about Payday, because it took a year, was it? A year after release before we got the fucking update overkill!
Spike, we don't talk about Payday.
We don't talk about Payday.
This is on console.
First rule of
Because
Payday,
most of us
get
are console
Payday on
players.
PC.
Fuck you, Mike.
Second rule on Payday, piss your friend off who's got it on console.
Yeah, you don't say. But there are lines to it as well. Talking about GTA earlier, I don't like playing GTA online. I think, but that just depends on the game. Where I'd love to play Payday with the guys and Borderlands with the guys, first-person shooters. Technically, I suppose you could call that GTA. But when we go online, if we don't set it up in such a way, it's everyone else.
When you're in MMORPG mode.
Yeah, when it's everyone else and FireButton guys against the world. We'll set up a wonderful little car chase or something, or we're all in the same car and some knobhead will blow us up on a bike or something.
Or Phil Collins comes on.
Or Phil Collins, yeah. The golden rule of GTA with FireButtons is Phil Collins does not come on the radio because Mike will sticky bomb the car we're all in and blow us up. Reasons have yet to be deducted for this, but...
You're talking about, you don't like fighting against your friends.
No.
And Jay is, super competitive. I like competitive gaming, but not in the traditional, I want to beat you kind of way. I kind of like challenging myself and the other person. And seeing how far we can get.
Before I was sort of ushered on to talk about co-op, Jay, we know you're one of those guys. I was going to say, my favourites, actually, is not the standard competitive things, like Street Fighter and whatever. I do love Street Fighter, but leaderboards, high scores, time trials, they're it for me. That's...
One day I will get Jay to talk about how I gave him a cat on Time Splitters, and how we aced those fucking cat levels within a day.
The strudel racing.
Strudel racing.
But yeah, those kind of things, they can act like challenges if you don't actually have someone to play against.
Strudel racing.
Yeah.
What about
you?
I think in terms of mine, I'm a bit in the middle. I like co-op and competitive. I like them equally, but for different reasons.
Hey, same as me then. Sort of.
Pretty much, yeah. A lot of my co-op stuff, it's either been me and Steve will pick a game and we'll smash through it online together. Some of my favourite moments, and this is going to sound cheesy as shit, but one of my favourite co-op moments of recent memory was when me and my brother went through Smash Brothers on this channel.
Yeah, check it out!
Because the levels that got to, where he's just trying so desperately to dick me over, and I'm getting really pissed off at him, and then something will happen, everything will come together, and there'll be a moment that was just so fucking hype, where we managed to finish this level in the weirdest kind of way. There was like a running joke all the way through the series where Nathan keeps trying to get me to drop down pits and stuff like that. And there's a running joke where it's like, you know, this last boss, we're going to be on it for 50 episodes. And the ending was fucking amazing.
Yeah, check it out. Please
No spoilers.
go check it out. What is that? The Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers Brawl,
Brawl.
it was.
Yes, the Wii game.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit of where the games can kind of blur, you know, between cooperative and competitive. When it's supposed to be a co-op, but one player wants to jerk off the other player, so to speak. Probably could have chose better words.
Yeah,
you know, like say Streets of Rage. I could have got all the chickens and stuff.
Yes. Anal poultry.
yeah. Check that video out as well. Streets of Rage.
Accidental
watch.
pimping!
All our videos.
Yeah.
But I've got to throw this one in. Competitive memories. Still all-time favourite. I didn't really like the Gears of War series from what I heard about it. And then one day I went round to Steve's after work and he says, before you hate it, just sit down and play a level. We'll go on split screen, just play a level of Gears of War 2. Long story short, we completed it in a night. And then I went and got myself a copy, and there's a mode called Wingman, where there's 5 slots for different pairs. You pick a slot, and you either get an AI partner or you play a partner. Me and Steve used to play this game mode together, both picking opposite slots, so it was me and a bot against him and a bot. And it was a running thing where we could be on 10 o'clock at night. I'll get a message from Steve. You fancy a game of Wingman? 1 game. 7 o'clock the next morning. You fancy a game of Wingman? And we just used to spend all night on the fucking thing. But a big thing that happened was one of my worst instances of trash talk.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are, third topic, trash talk.
Don't point out the link. I thought I'd done well.
Yeah.
So,
The idea of having links is so we don't. Oh, never mind.
linking! Moving swiftly on.
There was a moment while me and Steve were playing Wingman, and we'd set time limit to maximum, or we'd turned it off. I can't remember what you can do in Gears of War 2, to be honest. But stupidly long game, and me and Steve were hunting each other. The bots were dead, and we were hunting each other. We could not find each other, like 5 minutes of real time, just looking for the other guy, and we couldn't find him. This is at 2 o'clock in the morning, and my phone started ringing. So I reached over in my bed, picked it up, answered it, put it to my ear, went, hello? It was Steve on the other end. And I'm not joking. The only thing that happened was I heard Steve's voice in my ear go, distraction! And my head blew off. 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm screaming down the microphone every fucking swear word I can think of.
That's not traditional trash talk, is it?
That's beautiful. That is a thing of beauty.
Oh, he was a dickhead for about 3 weeks after that, just constantly. Work was awful because his manager's walking
gloating.
past. His manager's walking past while we're on shift and I'm going, you fucking wanking bastard, fucking ringing me up.
I think the best one I've ever had, well, I'll say, I've had a couple. I mean, I think I mentioned it before when I was talking about playing tanks. I just did a really good match at one point. It actually got Tom into tanks quite heavily, that one match. I scored 8 kills on my own.
That is again World of Tanks.
That is World of Tanks.
That's all we talk about.
That's all we talk about.
I know, but if somebody is just like tuned in to podcast number 14 and we just say
Because
tanks,
they're going to skip into the middle of the video.
some people
First
do.
rule of World of Tanks. First rule of World of Tanks.
Wall of tanks.
Get payday on PC.
Get payday on
It's
PC.
just a
You're a dick,
solid
mate.
wall of tanks.
But
what-
no, it was just a case of I did really well, got 8 kills, and then I just got a 1 message sent through on the Xbox Live, and it was just a simple case of hacker. I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. I don't do trash talk very well. It's a case of I just don't get it. I don't understand trash talk. I can't dish it out because, yeah, you noob. Woo.
Yeah,
So-
I've never been one for trash talk. Sorry,
I don't think any of us are really. It seemed like a good thing. I thought, well, yeah, okay,
I'm
so
not finished yet.
okay, trash talk. Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as Spike was saying about tanks, which, because that's all I ever play these days, I got my first angry, or at least I think it was angry, trash talk message on tanks today. I've only been on live for Xbox Live for a few months, and yeah, I got my first trash talk message. And some guy had messaged me and said, you couldn't hit a barn door, because I have no idea who this guy was. He might have been the artillery tank I was trying to shoot whilst on the run. I do a lot of hit and run shootings. Not literally. And he just messaged me and said, you couldn't hit a barn door. And I'm like the last man standing in the entire match. So I just messaged to him and said, your mother would disagree. Thinking, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Your mother would disagree, sir.
This person is angrily messaging me. Should I say something witty back? Okay, your mother would disagree. And he just replies back in like almost polite way. I feel bad for trash talking so hard. He says, you need more practice. So I guess you'd be into necrophilia then. Yeah, I guess that's implying because his mother is dead. And I said, hell yeah. Nothing like a cold one. And I hadn't heard from him since.
Scathing. Oh. You see, that's just it. You know, when you see, this is just it. It's a culture that's popped up around trash talk. When someone goes, you couldn't do this, and you're like, your mother? It's just immediately, I don't know why, but we have to kind of retort stupidly.
Yeah, and sort of the idea is, you'd expect it from me being the super competitive guy, actually. You know, sort of maybe I lose and I get a bit salty and the insults start flinging, but
You don't insult,
no.
you just make man noises.
Yeah.
that's usually when I win.
When I was playing Borderlands with Jay, I'm like, Jay, I've found a shotgun that's better than yours in every way, and it's worth a lot more money. He'd come over, look at it, and go, it's not got a scope, and then just walk off.
Find any kind of flaw.
Well, no, it's not any kind of flaw. It's just the fact that shotgun. I played as Mordecai the sniper. He played as the Roland. He played as the
I
soldier.
played as Roland, and the thing is, when we defeated Mothrak, right, I got such a good fucking roll on the blister, which is like the acid shotgun.
The acid
Mine had
shotgun.
a scope that was better than most of these sniper rifles.
Yeah, it was
I
literally
picked up.
headshotting things, and I couldn't
From
do
the
it.
hip, it was accurate as shit,
Yeah.
and it was damaging, and it had the acid damage. I shit you not, I didn't actually swap out the blister until we'd done all of the New Haven missions and we're on to the final bit of the game.
Yeah, because you could just punch through those fucking armoured guys like they weren't even
That's
there.
like most of the game with the blister.
Yeah, and you rocked with it. But no, it was such a case of even that is trash talk. Like, I'm desperately trying to headshot you. Like, I got your back, Jay. I got your back. I got my own back. I got my blister. I'm like, dude, fuck off. I'm like, look, is that a headshot, Spike? Oh, it's a headshot, Spike. Fuck you, Jay.
I'm going to have to jump in here. We're going on about Borderlands shotguns.
Oh, fuck.
This is when me, Steve and Adam were playing it online with each other. I won't be able to tell you the name of it, but I just remember I'd got this one shotgun, which Borderlands 1, the numbers weren't anywhere near as crazy as the second one.
Yeah.
But this shotgun was like 255 damage times 12 pellets. And it was the type of thing, you know the gigantic daddy long legs tower things you fight in Wasteland?
Yeah, I remember.
I used to be able to stand underneath one of them, point my shotgun directly up, and when I fired, it skyrocketed it.
He shot it up.
And I made Steve shit himself because I'd shot this thing while he was driving to objective.
Yeah.
12 seconds later, it landed in front of his car.
Orbited it. You gotta love Borderlands for its OTT fucking physics.
With that, I think we're done for topics for this podcast.
Hey!
It's been great just sitting on a couch and shooting the breeze.
And trash talking each other.
Trash talking each
Why
other.
don't you tell
or
us
not.
your experiences of either, are you a cooperative or a competitive gamer, or if you have any funny stories about trash talking?
Yeah,
Because
what's,
we don't.
what's your favourite trash talk, guys? I mean, what's the best one-liner you've ever used in a trash talk situation?
Yeah, let
keep
us know.
it polite. Well, keep it PG. We don't care what it is otherwise, but keep it PG.
This is trash talk. One does not simply PG trash talk.
I know,
Okay.
but the PG ones are generally wittier.
Okay, that's us.
See you later,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.